back to today. We're jumping into Mindhunter, Season 1, Episode 9. Ooh, I like that. Just so you guys know, there's only one more episode to go. Then we're going to be wrapping up Mindhunters. Depending on, like, what the vast majority of people want us to do, we will be getting into Season 2, either in a few weeks after we finish up Season 10, or we're going to stop at Season 1, but it's really up to you guys. If the views are viewing, the likes are liking, and the comments are commenting, you guys know I do what you guys would like me to do. Most of the time. But I don't actually mind. I actually really do like Mindhunters, so I'm kind of interested in Season 2. Most likely I'll get into Season 2 regardless. Just so you guys know, have no fear. Season 2 most likely will be here. But yes, I'm ready to jump into this, guys. Please share this video. Tag Mindhunters on Twitter, Facebook, IG, or any other platform that you guys have. And let's try to bring the views up on this show. The show's actually quite amazing. I would like to finish this season this week. We will see what will happen with the views. We will see what will happen with the other shows that I'm filming, and we'll see how tired I am. You guys already know what time it is. I'm ready to jump into this, guys. So without further ado, oh, hold on. This will be a full reaction from my second and third tier here on the YouTube platform, as well as my other platform, Patreon. So guys, please sign up to other platforms and help support the channel today. Now, with that being said, let's jump into Mindhunters and find out exactly what Mindhunters has got to give. Park City, Kansas. What is wrong with him?
It's like meeting a movie star.
Could be as anticlimactic.
Crime of the century. If I saw him on the street, would I know he was insane?
You clip all these?
Everything I could get my hands on.
Nancy didn't sleep for a week when it hit the front page. She just started nursing school. That suffices our interview. Saved ourselves a trip out here.
He lied all through it. Really turned down the chance to meet Richard Speck. He's almost up there with Manson.
I don't know Richard Speck. Got it. Good noise.
You're the ones who painted this place pink? The color pink was supposed to keep the animals calm.
How'd that work?
They ate it off the bars before we could find out.
Prefer to come in quietly, make it look like a civil rights investigation.
Look around you, man. How am I supposed to hide you? Told him to toss his cell. Do it twice a month. It'll look like business as usual.
How does a man who slaughtered 8 women have groupies?
Hundreds of them. Keeps the whole prison stocked in smut.
Asshole, come out your motherfucking mouth! Get your dirty fucking mitts off of my bad motherfucking twat! I'ma shit your goddamn fucking poontang! I'm talking to the motherfucking FBI!
Relax. We only want background information.
Stick your background up your fucking ass. How'd you like it if I look up your fucking cracks?
I wouldn't like it at all. Going through your cell was not our idea.
I suspect we're conducting interviews with people who've been convicted of violent crimes. We'll be asking you about your family history. Our goal is to publish a statistical analysis which will not include your name.
You fucking better know my name.
Everybody knows your name. Like I said, people who've been convicted of similar violent crimes.
I'm not like them.
No?
Them fuckers are crazy.
Is that a bird?
Fed a meatloaf through an eyedropper.
They let you keep a pet here?
As long as I suck their dicks.
Gone a few times to the Maritime Union to see about getting a job, but nothing had panned out. You drank at the Shipyards Inn Tavern until after 10 p.m. Did anything about the nurse's apartment catch your eye? Was it your intention to commit robbery when you went to the door?
May I see your tattoo?
You're gonna have to roll up my sleeve. You wanna tap my bird too?
No.
At what point did you decide to kill them?
What gave you the right to take 8 ripe cunts out of the world? You ever think you were depriving the rest of us?
You're crazy. And that's a fine line that separates you from me. I didn't fuck all of them. That story got blown all out of proportion. I only fucked one of them.
What'd you do when they came home?
We'll put one in the bedroom, one in the closet.
You corralled them like ponies. Flop green that she spit in your eye. Said she'd pick you out of a lineup.
That son of a bitch. I should have never talked to him.
Was that true about the first girl? She spit at you? Because they all sounded pretty timid.
All right, she got after me.
Why kill her?
Because I wanted to.
How'd you do her?
Choked her.
Originally, you told them you weren't going to kill them. You told them you were just going to rob them.
I guess I fucking lied.
Not even curious.
I don't think about it at all. Till peckers like you show up.
What about when you tried to off yourself? You attempted suicide at that $1 a night motel.
I didn't do that.
Well, you slashed your wrist.
Fuck no.
It happened to be on both wrists.
I killed that motherfucker.
You killed him too?
Shit, yeah.
Did it hurt?
I didn't feel fucking nothing.
Do you still feel nothing?
That's right.
Maybe you're feeling sorry for yourself.
Fuck you, peckerhead!
You know why those cunts died?
Because it just wasn't their fucking night.
When he started talking about feeding it meatloaf through an eyedropper, I actually felt sorry for the guy. We really should videotape these interviews. Audio is never gonna do it justice. It just wasn't their night.
You might want to consider losing the tape.
What?
Or saying it got mangled. Ate my cunts.
I was getting him talking.
That excuse is wearing thin.
Supposed to be cowed by Wendy?
I'm just saying.
You pushed back when she reamed us about Bruto.
Someone like Speck isn't worth our time. The fact that his death sentence was commuted is a national disgrace.
Some of our subjects have no idea what's behind the horrific acts they commit.
There's no dishonor in losing at least the first 3 minutes of that tape.
Have they even talked? Man in Love. Oh, Office Space.
There were some things in this interview that were important to, maybe best kept off the permanent record.
There you go, Greg.
What, you caught him off guard? He told you the truth?
I guess so.
His rape was committed reflexively. Probably just a, what the fuck. And then he finds himself in this situation with all these women. He corrals them and then he rapes one of them. He later exaggerates in the interview, claiming that he could have raped them all.
He was bragging the whole time.
It'd be interesting to know how old he was when he got that tattoo.
We didn't get much history. Bird in the fan kind of ended things.
That moment, vintage Speck.
I like the part where he doesn't want to be lumped in with the other subjects because they're crazy.
Again, projection of self-image. Had no idea what he was going to do that night. Every single act he committed was spontaneous. Need terminology to distinguish a Kemper from a Speck. A specific hunting ground looking for specific prey, while the other just happens upon his victim. For example, Charles Whitman is similar to Speck. He killed 14 people in 90 minutes.
3 is good for Speck or Whitman, but I think sequence killer is wrong for someone like Kemper. Series of killings.
Serial murderer?
Serial killer.
6 more years.
At least. Another year to complete my master's, a year of exam. You drink out of these?
Just the one that's drying.
Store them upside down. Anyway, I'll be 30 before I get my PhD.
Wow, that's still impressive.
Is that why I'm doing this?
I thought you loved this stuff.
This stuff?
Yeah, the Goffman and the Hegel.
Hegel. I knew it. In one ear, out the other, little Debbie's stuff. About something that has to do with your work, but the rest of the
I
time...
just don't think you can put this on me.
Maybe that's all this is. Maybe that's why I'm wondering if I want to spend the rest of my fucking life...
You're just now doing the math?
...on this microscopic niche interviewing freaks, and you couldn't be better...
Hello?
Mr. Ford, I have a Mrs. Wade to see you.
Who?
She's the wife of someone you had fired.
Oh.
She says to remind you of someone named Roger.
Mr. Ford?
Mrs. Wade.
That's right. You're just a kid.
What do you want?
So young to be ruining people's lives. We have a daughter who's still in high school, so moving is impossible. No one wants him near children, and children are his life.
I am very sorry to hear that.
And you told the superintendent he could be a pedophile.
You've been misinformed.
So,
He'd been given every opportunity
he did nothing wrong. I almost don't know him anymore. He doesn't sleep. I wake up in the middle of the night, he's in the living room staring at snow on the television. We have 3 children. 2 of them are studying to be teachers. Someone spray painted kitty fucker on our driveway.
Would you like to come in?
You're very young as well. Do you know what kind of person you're married to? Then there's still time.
That was the best scene in the whole season. Quote me on that. Is this lady gonna check on this wannabe cat?
12-year-old girl raped and murdered after she got off the school bus.
Contact the case lead. See if he'll send us more info.
Lisa Dawn Porter disappeared after being dropped off at the driveway to her house. Cause of death was determined to be blunt force trauma to the head, probably from this rock. They marched with the school band, twirled batons.
What else do we know about her?
Autopsy indicates that she was a virgin before all this.
Low risk victim, low risk setting.
I think she was raped in a vehicle, but killed in the woods.
Disheveled how? He either allowed her to do it or he encouraged it. He put the coat over her face?
That's how she was found. It was yellow. If he places it over her head, it's like he's covering up what he's done. Might be his first murder.
Good.
He's young.
How young?
Even 12-year-olds rarely comply. Takes real strength.
Mid to late 20s.
That's where I'd put him.
He intercepted her between the bus stop and her home. The woods where she was found is a known makeout spot for the locals, so he's likely from the area.
Good.
Most likely planned the rape, but did he plan the murder?
He left the murder weapon by the body.
And the yellow jacket? It's the opposite of hiding her.
He planned the rape. He didn't plan the murder.
He might even feel bad about it.
Nice.
Well, I should get back to them and tell them what we're thinking.
Are they expecting to hear back? 100 yards to the house?
Did she even make it to the driveway? Someone was waiting for her. Knew when the bus would drop her off.
Do you think she knew him?
Unclear. She popular?
Family says she was gregarious.
It's found. It was familiar to locals.
It's known as a lover's lane.
We don't believe the unsub planned the murder. Certainly didn't try to cover it up. See what records you've got on young men in the Floyd and Bartow counties.
Trees. They've been cleared around the power lines. You think a service crew might have been out here?
See, they recently questioned a guy about the rape of a 13-year-old girl. Said he spent a week on the Porter Street.
Bingo.
Name's Daryl Jean Deviere, an AWOL. Discharged after 7 months.
Couldn't handle the military.
Disorganized.
Living with his first ex-wife.
Sexually and socially competent, if indecisive. Sees her in her majorette outfit, makes her look a little older than 12, and he's able to justify his attraction to her.
Fun. Fantasy's over.
He realizes, to get away with it, he has to kill her. After that, perhaps shocked at what he's done or ashamed, he puts the coat over her head.
The outcome of the polygraph can depend on the quality of the questions.
We use it all the time. You said he might be ashamed for what he's done. Now, how's that square with a sociopath?
He beats the polygraph, will think he's Superman.
What's the bad news?
We have a branch of the Department of Justice called the Office of Professional Responsibility, considering investigating the unit for a civil rights violation.
Is this about Brudos?
This is about Richard Speck. And they made a public show of his meeting with the FBI. Speck also wants to cite Agent Ford for fucking with his head. We have all suffered Agent Ford's head fucking.
Indeed.
So it has an ominous ring of truth.
There's a short script and a questionnaire, but the agents don't always adhere to it. Agents brought in a woman's shoe to elicit a response.
No one's crying for Richard Speck. He can file a complaint, and they are required to look into their existence by finding dirt, and I want to make sure there's nothing here for them.
Nothing that I can think of. I don't want to be their boss.
I'll be the boss. You be the messenger.
Fucking Richard Speck filed a complaint? That piece of shit?
He violated his right.
It sounds like it is just a formality.
It's a pain in the ass.
Shows that they're interested.
Hey,
You're coming with us. Hey. The transcript is fine.
just gotta listen to it.
In what capacity do you serve the Federal Bureau of Investigation? How would you summarize what you do in the unit?
Research.
To interview criminals convicted of violent crimes, classify their behavior, and create a profiling manual.
You're here because we have a series of complaints filed against the Bureau by the Illinois Department of Correction.
We made arrangements that we felt would guarantee his safety. PD Warden took it upon himself to ignore all of them.
Agent Ford, you're directly named in the complaint.
I'm sure the nature of my questioning brought back uncomfortable memories for him. His sexual performance. Stuff like that.
Are these questions prepared in advance?
Speck, I applied a slightly aggressive interview style. Tried to speak his language.
I'm assuming you have a record of the interview?
We have a transcript.
Where did this come from? There was a tape of the interview.
Tape? You have the tape?
We reuse our tapes. I'm afraid that we erased that interview.
We recommend you do not do that in the future.
These are the pre- and post-interview notes on the inmate. Should be everything.
What we expect from you during this process, more than anything, is candor.
Richard Speck, what a shit stain, huh?
We should have kept the tape just for that.
Joking. I sweat right through my shirt.
I noticed.
I'm not good at this. What should we do with the tape? Destroy it?
Probably. Just give it to me.
This whole thing makes me nervous.
You said that, Greg.
Oh my gosh, you got the boss?
What did you tell the Office of Professional Responsibility?
Nothing.
We gave them a transcript, that's all.
So you're in on this too?
8 ripe cunts?
Sure, let's start there.
Jesus, not this again.
So you must have known it was sensitive.
Sensitive for some people.
Meaning me.
Serial killers.
New terminology.
So you're just gonna say and do whatever you want. The study is funded with congressional dollars, taxpayer money.
I really don't have a problem with this being public.
And all of us just have to go along with whatever you consider to be appropriate.
There's no procedural rule book for how to talk to these people.
We spent a month drawing up that questionnaire.
You want truffles? You gotta get in the dirt with the pigs.
No, we don't. We are the FBI.
Able to identify a murderer last week in Georgia. This is no longer a theoretical exercise. Everything we do informs the bigger picture.
That's right, and if our tactics blow back on us, then the whole thing could be jeopardized.
I lied. I outright lied to the OPR.
What did you say?
I erased the Speck tape.
You gave them the redacted transcript?
Yes, I can't be part of a cover-up.
You told them there was no tape.
Well, I was,
There's no way they will know about the tape unless we tell them. We just don't say a thing.
It is not too late to go back to the OPR.
And tell them what?
The truth.
Easy for you to say, Wendy, you're a consultant.
They don't give a shit about Speck. Nobody does. This can die right here.
We are not going to turn in the tape. You're not going to speak about this anymore. We will protect the unit. Moving forward, you will establish clear guidelines for the behavior in these interviews, and you will adhere to them. I never again want to listen to a tape where I can't tell the difference between my agent and some incarcerated lowlife.
You're not even with them, so you're not even... Girl, close the door and lock it. Greg, you suck. I like Greg. I like Greg a lot. We need to get Greg off this team. Well, I'm so mad at Greg. Me and Greg are not friends at the moment. We're not gonna be friends moving forward. Greg just does what Greg wants to do, which is whatever. Once again, this show definitely is one of the strongest shows I've ever seen. I actually would love to watch this show. I could sit down and binge watch this show with like Yellow Jackets. I could binge watch this, Yellow Jackets, Beef, and The Night Agent, and I think there's a couple of other shows I'm watching. There's so many that I could literally sit down and binge watch and like live my best life. Like a Friday, just get a bowl of popcorn and just pour obnoxious amount of butter on it, so I know that I'm not gonna be able to breathe correctly the next day, and just watch Mindhunters. Love Mindhunters. I'm pissed that the show got canceled. I thought I read somewhere that Mindhunters, there was a possibility of it coming back, and I think I said that. I think I said that in my other reactions. Mindhunter season 3 was never mind. It's not coming back. Yeah, it seems like it's too expensive for Netflix. I don't know what the expense is with the show, but Mindhunters is maybe location. They were definitely filming at location. There wasn't that much blue screen. I don't see blue screen actually anywhere in the show. Maybe that's obviously what cost them a lot of money. But the acting is amazing. I don't know who Speck is. Should I Google him, guys? Should we Google Speck? Richard Speck looks effing crazy. Richard Benjamin Speck was an American mass murderer who killed 8 students, nurses in the South Deering, Chicago residence via stabbing, strangling, slashing the throats, or a combination of 3 on one night in July 13th to the 14th in 1966. One victim was also raped prior to her murder. So there's that. It seems like he's dead. He died in 1991 in Illinois. He did have one child. His spouse also died in 1966. He lived longer than his spouse, and he was in jail. So there's that. And also the actors of the show look very similar to the actual person that it is. Definitely Google Richard Speck, guys, and you can see that just the similarities is somewhat there. A little bit. But regardless, I really did. That was crazy when he threw that fucking bird into the goddamn fan. Excuse my language. Woo! That was it was hysterical, but shocking and cringeworthy. It was just everything. So I would rate this a 10 out of 10. It was honestly one of the greatest episodes. I just love this show. After the first, I'm telling you the truth, I had said it many times in my other reactions. The first episode, when I left that first episode, I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this show because the way they talk is so fast. I don't understand anything. How do I edit this? They're using huge words, and I'm very good. I'm a master at words, but they are obviously the ones that actually taught the class. Like, I could not understand. I was so confused. But by the second, third, and then moving forward, I fell in love with this show. This show just really found its footing. I just love the characters. I think they're amazing. I have the biggest crush on Holden. I'm so mad he's obviously straight. Somebody's probably gonna type, how do you know? Obviously, you can just, you know, I can tell. Is he straight? Let's just type away. The guy who plays Holden in Mindhunter, wife. Yes, let's see. Okay, well, it's not actually giving me anything, so there's that. But yes, yeah, so he's gorgeous. I just really just love the show. The show's amazing. Guys, please like this video. Please share this video. Don't forget to comment down below. Don't forget to tag Mindhunters wherever you guys are on social media. And let's try to get some more people here to comment and enjoy our Mindhunter reactions because this show is effing amazing. With that being said, I'll see you guys next time with more